Welcome to the Literate Nerds. For February, we will be honoring Black History Month, and this episode we're focusing on the graphic memoir Big Black Stand at Attica. Hello and welcome everyone to a special edition of the Literate Nerds. Today, in recognition of Black History Month, we will be talking about a book that is very close to my heart. Big Black Stand at Attica, written by Frank Smith and Jared Reinmuth, illustrated by the amazing Ameziane, and released by Boom Publishing on their Attica imprint. In the interest of full disclosure, I need to acknowledge that I had a hand in getting this book published, and I am credited as creative consultant. Now, with that out of the way, let me tell you how passionately we feel about it and what a labor of love, tumultuous as it was, that the journey to publication has been. Right now, I'm joined by my longtime friend and collaborator, Jared Reinmuth. So, Jared, you and I have known each other for a long time now.
We have already. We're creeping towards 20 years.
Creeping towards 20 years. And it's amazing because the last 8 months only seem like 14 of those 20 years.
I know, right? All in one shot. Rip Van Winkle kind of time going on here.
Yeah, well, we've all been stuck in a very strange limbo. But we met in 2002. We were both touring in a production of The Three Musketeers for National Theater for the Performing Arts.
Indeed.
And after I guess it was after the first rehearsal that you had asked if I wanted to be a part of the staged reading of your original adaptation, well, the first draft of your original adaptation.
The absolute first.
Of The Count of Monte Cristo.
First reading, first draft.
Yeah.
Well, Pat, though, I have to tell you, that is an experience between you and me that I always treasure, because I knew that we were working so hard in rehearsal. What did we have, like a 2-week rehearsal for? Sorry, my dog is barking.
No, that's fantastic. That's absolutely apropos for this show. We love
go ahead, bark away.
We love dog. Yes, we love doggos and puppers and
of course, right?
Mousers and
kittens
all sorts
and cats.
Yes.
And, yeah. So there we were, totally like trying to get ready to get on the road.
Yeah.
Learning our tech jobs, learning our
because we did everything. We were the entire crew. We were both the stage crew, the road crew, and the performers.
Yeah, and we were in fight call every hour of day and working on them at night and things like that. But so we were just like probably days away from our final dresses and techs and all that. So it was like really coming up against it. But then there was going to be this reading for the artistic directors of Monte Cristo. And I knew you would be perfect for a role. So I came up to you and I was like, hey, do you plan on coming to the reading tonight? And you looked at me with just this innocence, and you said, why? Is it too crowded? Would I be taking up too much room if I was there? You want me not to come? And I was like, no, the exact opposite. I was wondering if you would read one of the roles if it wasn't too much. I know you have a lot on your plate. And you were like, oh man, I would love to. And that was the beginning of Bertuccio.
Now, I gotta tell you, man, during that staged reading, I wept genuine tears because the scene when Bertuccio talks about his nephew betraying him.
Yeah.
who was played by the brilliant Adam Danoff in production we did in the Hackensack. Ed Rock he's still out there, man. God bless him. He got two munchkins running around and King of Prussia.
Like him.
Yeah. Oh, gods. But I genuinely, cried. It was such a powerfully written scene.
I can't take
the source material is come on.
I saved it. Obviously, basically, I feel like I edited that novel down to a play, but the passion, of course, and the story is all Alexandre Dumas, an incredible person that should be known for Black History Month as well.
Absolutely,
for all his contribution to literature. God.
And the biography of his father, if people want to go out and check that out, the
Black Count.
The Black Count, that's a brilliant book about Dumas' dad, who he based a lot of Monte Cristo upon.
Yeah, and I'm sure Athos too. Athos,
definitely.
The Comte de la Fère and the Comte de Monte Cristo have a lot of similarity.
Yeah. So, and then anyway, so we started, working in theater together. We produced a production of Monte Cristo together. Yep. And you were also working on a screenplay and a stage play of the story of your good friend, Frank Big Black Smith.
Yeah. Yeah. The hero.
Yeah. The hero of Stand at Attica. So, all right. So why don't we just take it back to the beginning? Tell us exactly how you got to know Frank and how you got to be a part of the Attica movement.
Sure. Well, my mom tells the story of watching the events unfold on TV, and then, of course, the horrible massacre, and vowed that if we as a family were ever in a place where we could contribute to justice for the brothers, that we certainly would. So then just a couple years later, she ends up meeting Dan Myers, who's already been involved with Attica since the beginning, since when the rebellion took place, as Louis Steele, his law partner at the time, was called in as an observer because they had a prisoner there was their client, and he was called in to be an observer, and Danny was his law partner, and so Attica became the cause of his life almost immediately as the events unfolded in 1971. And so flash forward to about 1975, and he meets my mother, and they fall instantly in love, and they're soulmates, and Danny comes into our lives and becomes a stepfather figure and a mentor. And he instantly tells this story of Attica. And particularly, he tells this story of this one prisoner, Big Black, and what had happened to him. And Big Black became like a superhero character in all of our minds, my brothers and sisters, my stepbrothers. And we all just, couldn't wait to meet him. When we met him, we were just in awe of him. He became like our family because he became a mentor and such a part of all of our families. And fast forward again, jump ahead to now 1997. And they're finally bringing these cases to trial after decades of fighting for justice and having every victory almost overruled to have to go get another victory. And if they lost anywhere along the way, it would have been over. But they keep fighting. And Big Black's trial is coming up, and I go to help my stepfather and the lawyers, the legal team in Buffalo. And Big Black and he says that he wants to that he would love to get his story, he would get it down. We thought for sure, there would be interest, after what happened to him at Attica. And then, of course, winning a judgment of $4 million, which at the time was a record. Of course, it was thrown out on appeal and a settlement came in. But at that time, we decided to tell his story. We were thinking about it as a movie. And we drove around Buffalo, and we'd go to soul food restaurants, and I would be there with legal pads, didn't even have a computer, writing them out, everything longhand. And we'd get together in our hotel rooms at night, and I would read to him the pages I had written, and we just had the most amazing time. And strangely enough, we couldn't, get interested in a movie, and, it was so hard. We were so surprised. And of course, Big Black passed away from cancer in 2004, which was a huge blow to everyone. And, I sort of went on acting, threw myself into Monte Cristo. And then after we did that production at Urban Stages with New Light Theater Company, I said to you, I know this is crazy, but I feel like I have to give the Attica script one more opportunity. And you said to me, Jared, I know you've had your heart set on doing it as a movie, but I want you to consider doing it as a graphic novel. I want you to consider that. It would be a great graphic novel, and we could produce a graphic novel ourselves if we had to. We can't produce a movie, but we could produce a graphic novel.
Yeah, I think
we could get
said
a movie made, and I could not sleep that night. I could not sleep. I just thought to myself, my God, he's so right.
I think I'd said to you, I'd broken it down in hard numbers. I'm like, we can get a graphic novel made for $50,000. To do this film properly would cost $150 million.
Right? Huh?
And it really would. It really, really would. Yeah. So, and we were both in a tough spot. We had both gone through some difficulty
Life,
in our lives.
Bumps,
yeah. We were both we were both at low spots. And
2016.
Getting bringing in loaves of peanut butter and jelly and white bread and kitty litter to your place downtown, and us getting falafel from the truck because it was the most affordable thing in the neighborhood. I remember every once in a while.
And really kept me alive.
Oh, man, that falafel truck is solid.
Yeah.
What is that? That's on 10th and 1st, right?
On 11th.
11th and 1st, yeah. 11th and 1st Avenue in Manhattan. That guy's solid if anybody wants to go get a bite from him. And like every once in a while, we would splurge and go up the street and get tacos from Taquiera Diana.
Yeah.
And then, but that was the thing, is like from the time we conceived it as a graphic novel or graphic memoir, I should say,
yeah.
to the time of publication was a little under 4 years. And that's incredible. And it wouldn't have happened if we had not been lucky enough to find our amazing illustrator and collaborator, the amazing Ameziane.
Yep.
And we're going to bring him on next on the next segment of Literate Nerds right after this break. Nerds. Welcome back to the Literate Nerds Stand at Attica special edition episode. So right before we took a break, Jared and I were discussing how we had decided that we needed to try and make Stand at Attica as a graphic memoir. And you banged out the script fast, man. I mean, within a month, you were done writing the script, right?
Well,
I mean,
within a month, but within a month after 23 years of working,
on it, yeah.
Script.
Yeah,
you knew it by then.
Yeah.
It was a month. And anyway, honestly, it informed the script completely, trying to set it as a graphic novel and learning comic play structure. But, one of the reasons that Ameziane is so much a creator of this book is because he took then the screenplay. Now, the screenplay, all the things I learned while writing it as a comic play, I then went and put back into the screenplay. So now they really were together. And Ame preferred to work from the screenplay, which gave him much more freedom. And I knew right away was the right thing to do, and had the same dialogue and had the same circumstances always and the same scenes, same characters. But then he invented